Yeah. We're here. We're in the new studios. It's finally happening. There's
and Max was pulling faces at the start of the cold open.
So much, well, you know, I kind of missed the handshake. There's so much optimism, so much going on. Wait, guys, we have to talk about Phoenix Rising.
And Tottenham Hotspur.
No, we're not talking about that. Let's get on the show. See you in 30. Coming to you.
Do I need to cover my ears?
Live from Studio K.
Don't give up your day job, Max.
Our friends over at Circle K. Go on in and download that Circle K app. Opt into that Inner Circle program. Save 25 cents off per gallon on your first 5 fills with a fuel day right around the corner. It is a beautiful, beautiful time to be joining this amazing podcast with
not if you heard his intro there actually, because that was quite deafening.
Here.
I mean, you know when you go to like karaoke and sometimes you just have to walk out because
we sing Chumbawamba. We sing Chumbawamba.
Yeah, it's true.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You ain't never gonna keep me down. We appreciate everyone joining us. This is the PHX Rising podcast. We are here live in the new studios. Yes, James Wilson. Yes, Amanda Wilson. We are here. It's good to be back. Mr. and Mr. Vacations themselves, but the torch has been passed. The torch hasn't passed to us in this new studios, new and improved.
It's Max.
We're evolving.
Big Mr. Vacation.
Pod's evolving. Studios evolving. I'm Max Adman Simpson. I'm here. I'm evolving. To my, let's go left. To my left, your right, we got Owain, the Oracle Evans. Hello, sir.
Hi.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you evolving?
More than Tottenham Hotspur.
It's not hard to do these days. It's a very low bar. And to my right, your left, we have Rees, the...
Oh, God.
I mean, it's not
hot dog heaver.
I thought we were leaving this in the live studio.
Oh, no, we bring it into the
Rees, on a scale of 1 to Tottenham Hotspur, how much more than Tottenham Hotspur are you evolving?
It's like infinite, I fear.
It's a low bar.
Yeah, again.
You are forever evolving.
I hear Max genuinely had like a moment today where certain news broke and he just stormed into Damon's space.
That's correct.
And just kind of spent about 3 minutes just kind of going off.
I did. Yes.
I wish I was there.
Scenes.
We also have
scenes.
We also have Ayrton behind the brand redacted computer. Said brand redacted.
It's a Mac.
Sure, that's what
Mac.
it is.
It is a Mac.
We're not giving you that.
Produced by Apple.
We're not giving you that.
Apple Incorporated.
Listen. You do not get to prospect right here. That's my job. Manuel Wilson and Chad, glad the water bottle made it through the move. But of course, we never parted. How can you lose it in the move? Let's be real.
Exactly.
If I'm losing the water bottle, we got bigger issues.
Yeah, you'd need a pair of glasses.
I would. I'd borrow yours, I think. But
thanks.
Anyway, we can talk about all the new studio move, everything like that. Phoenix Rising, they got a game. Tampa Bay Rowdies.
It was a game.
It was
90 minutes.
I feel very often you can pretty much copy and paste the first 5 minutes of this show, and like really between the nonsense, the banter, the knocks against Spurs, all these very relevant, evergreen, by the way. You can add in the fact that we probably have said that was a match, that was a game, that was a performance. Yikes! Probably something in between. Out of all of these, gentlemen, this is another copy paste scenario. One that I actually thought there was a little bit of optimism. Hey, start of the second half, Phoenix Rising score, and then
Can I introduce you to my texts at halftime?
Oh, please.
I'll read one to you now.
Oh, please.
I did text someone this at halftime. What crimes have I committed in a past life to have to suffer through this each week?
Wow. Yeah,
I did text that to someone. I will be honest. The first half.
I mean, at least it's over. It can't haunt us any further.
It's true.
We're talking about it, but yes, that's correct.
It's true. We probably should. Before I really delve, I think, into the difference, I kind of want to hear a bit. There was a clip from Pa-Modou Kah on this, on that kind of was the difference then for the second half? What was the change at the break that kind of changed things? Have a listen to what he said.
Well, I mean, we talked about it because the biggest thing was when it's humid and you also had the delay, everything. Right? You want to control the game, and I think this is one of the games that we control from start to finish. But obviously, you want to make that opportunity end. But again, the game is 90 minutes. We didn't get a shot off in first half, but at least we controlled it. It was not a transition moment. But also, I told Damien in the second half, is like, I think he was a little bit tentative. And one of his greatest qualities being a 1v1 player. Go. I told him, like, the first 3 balls that you get, I want you to go. You don't need to think about anything. And we got corners out of it. But that also created space. But the space also became free because we were moving the ball and bringing them up and finding the people in the half spaces and in the good spaces to able to drive. So this game, if you look back at it, you go, yeah, that's a game where you definitely could have walked up with should have walked up with the 3 points.
I think the thing about it, right? Did Rising control the first half? Yeah, they did.
Sure.
Right? They had 2/3 of the ball. They just didn't get a single shot off. Now, if you asked me, is that inherently a problem? I don't think it is in some circumstances. If Phoenix Rising was away to Charleston and they went there, had 2/3 of the ball, didn't get a shot off, but kind of stopped Charleston from doing anything that really looked like threatening goal themselves in the first half, I take that.
Sure.
I think it's a perfectly valid strategy. Sure. I think the issue you have here is Tampa Bay Rowdies are not the Charleston Battery.
No.
You're dealing with a team that has the worst record in the league. Yeah, they've had a bounce lately under their new manager. But if you're Phoenix Rising, you're looking to really capitalize on what's a really tight Western Conference right now.
Yeah.
This was the kind of game you circle and go, win.
Yeah.
You have to win. And for that kind of a game, I think controlling but not creating in the first 45 minutes is not sufficient.
Yeah.
I understand, again, it's a step up from Lexington, but frankly, anything would be a step up from Lexington.
What a bar.
And they were better in the second half, but even then, it's limited. It's limited. Right? And it's kind of weird then I look at it and I understand, again, there's elements of this where, right, you want to control games. You don't want to let, especially given some of the worst moments have come when Rising get caught up in these transitional games or it's going end to end and they just don't really have the defense put together in the way that's going to rescue them in those kind of games. But the problem to me, as you look at this then, is then when you go afterwards and say, oh, it's kind of the Phoenix Rising football we want to see. Because I don't think it's a Phoenix Rising football that anyone really wants to see. Even if it's effective and it wasn't, ultimately.
Yeah.
Right? It's one of those things where sometimes you accept ugly football when it's effective. In this case, a draw, I don't think it's effective enough. And it was ugly football for large spells. Yeah. A lot of possession. I mean, a number of times that Rising would get the ball and just look to recycle it backwards. I mean, how many times? That was the story of the game in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
especially the first half.
Yeah. So, Rees, you got some stats you're peeking at?
Well, I was just looking at the difference in the final third stats between Rising and Tampa within that first half, and knowing the possession, knowing that Rising had the majority of the ball, well over the majority of the ball. They had 67% of the ball. Tampa had had 3 less final third entries than Rising. Rising had 28. Tampa had 25. Tampa actually played more had a better pass success rate in the final third. They played just slightly less passes than Rising did, but it's not like Rising was just putting pressure on Tampa and not generating anything at the end of it. There was nothing in the final third for that opening 45 minutes, and it was just shocking to see.
Yeah, I think going off O's point, I think very much right. There is a time and place to kind of muck it up, right? You need to play dirty, you need to play ugly. There's nothing wrong with that. I think even in the away game context, I don't hate that. I do think, to your point, it is very situational. And yes, this is coming off of a Charleston or a Louisville. This is a very different connotation than
100%.
This is a match where you absolutely have to win. You have to take it to the other team. What do you have to lose? I mean, it is almost kind of you're hearing Pa-Modou Kah, and he's kind of saying, hey, well, we had some, 1 or 2 passes away here and there, but we didn't have a shot on target in the first half. I mean, it kind of encapsulates it. It's a bit of, I don't want to say it's necessarily within that passing sequence. It's playing necessarily scared because you are controlling, I guess, the tempo or the direction of the match. So Rising is doing that. But if you're not going to be threatening, you're really asking for the very few chances that you did generate in the second half to end up resulting in a win. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes you can eke out a 1-0 really gross win. But other times like that, all it takes is one free header from a former Rising player, and you're walking away with 1 point instead of 3. I think we go back. We've said this before on the pod. You just need to be able to maximize your margins. You need to be able to give yourself a higher room for error. And when you're just not threatening enough, it just makes it really, really difficult, really, really stressful on those, 11 players on there, knowing that they have to be inch perfect within those few attacking sequences that they do get in order to walk away with a win. Didn't shake out this way.
I think the other thing to say about it is there was a time at the beginning of the season where you watched games like this and thought, okay, but I see things. I see positives to take. I see...
Yeah.
They responded well. They were stagnant at times in the first half, but they responded well in the second half. They looked more threatening in the second half, obviously, than they were in the first by quite some way. I mean, they took 11 shots in the second half. Only 2 on target, mind. But they did take 11 shots in the second half. The problem is, from the way I look at it, is that we're getting to a point now whereby realistically the could be of this team is morphing into, well, should have been almost. Yeah. It's something whereby you in the first 10 games of the season can look at this team and say, how are they going to develop by the end of the year? But when you sit down now and say, where have they taken these big leaps? Or are we looking at things that are kind of similar to maybe what we'd have said earlier in the year? And we're 20 games in now. All
more than
competitions.
Size.
Yeah,
this is
2/3 of the way through the regular
This is not just
season.
A trend; it's a pattern.
We're getting to the point. We're getting to the point where, at some stage in the season, you are what your results and the table say about you.
You're below mid.
You can't keep, I think, relying on this idea of this promise, especially when, rightly or wrongly, I mean, look, when Rising last kind of had a season of struggle of sorts, but actually really turned out well at the end. Obviously, it was the title run, right? They finished in 6th. I feel as though we saw far more true highs than we see with this team. When you take some of the games that they had in that season, the way that they did demolish certain opponents, and it was a contrast, right? There were some really bad games mixed in there as well. Sacramento away was a terrible match that season.
4-0. That was
But it was contrasted with games whereby they looked like they were just cruising at times. I don't think I've seen a game from this current iteration of Phoenix Rising where it's felt like they've truly controlled a game from start to finish in the way that, that team did.
But did we ever realistically expect that to happen this season?
It's a question.
I don't think so.
But why didn't we expect it? And that's then the next part to it is why did we not expect it? Is it because they were trying to do a multi-year kind of program? In which case I'd say, in the nicest possible way, given how tight this league is right now, given how quick rebuilds in this league typically work, they aren't, these 2-3 year long things. This isn't one of the other American leagues whereby you kind of build around draft capital, okay, and expect that down the line you're going to be okay. This league is a very fast paced league in that sense. And that's because players are on shorter term contracts. Most guys are on 1 or 2 year contracts. If they're particularly good, they're gone.
Yeah.
And so rebuilds don't last long in this league typically.
I mean, 2023 is a perfect example of that. I mean, I know the 6th place finish. I do think we can all agree that team was better than a 6th place finish. I mean, some of the slip ups early and the kind of the slow start.
Talent wise, I would agree. Yeah.
But again, the thing is with that one is we saw highs. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Much higher.
You can also see. I think a clear, not only a clear playing identity, but I think the biggest knock on that team, right, was they were wasteful with chances that they would get into these opportunities. They couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. But we were saying that while that very much could come back to bite you in the playoffs, ironically, it didn't. They won the whole darn thing by being one of the most clutch teams in all of USL Championship history. That throughout the season, they dropped points. They had a lot of performances go wasting because guys were wasteful, and that while it ultimately did not mattering, it could have been a different story. But there was no denying the talent around that club. Within this year's squad, it is not quite the same thing where you are fighting tooth and nail to even get a shot on target, let alone a sustained period of attacking play where you can, right? How many?
And this is for a team that actually isn't necessarily. I mean, when you deconstruct it at parts, they've got some reasonable attacking pieces in there. Again, Charlie Dennis in the chat, right? Relevant, yeah.
James
Charlie
Wilson,
Dennis.
the fact that Charlie is a consistent starter blows my mind. The quality he has shown when he plays is far better than what others have. I wonder
though, and this is one of those things where, and I mean, bringing up Okello, I think is kind of the point here, right? And part of it is that we see Charlie at times play in midfield as a central midfielder, but we also know that going into this season, the plans seem to be for Charlie Dennis to be a winger.
Yeah.
And we've seen moments of that this season. Is that something that's holding him back from starting more? Because I think I would agree that right now, if you were to ask me, do I play Charlie Dennis in midfield? I probably would, because I think that the midfield at times just is lacking.
Needs the help.
It's lacking. Let's be perfectly frank. It is very, very lacking.
I mean, Ben News would lack creativity in the midfield, saying Charlie Dennis needs to start there, and others, just not stepping up to the task.
I do think that, I agree with the fact that the midfield is struggling creatively, but I just think that Charlie has looked so much better this season when he's been out on the right wing. I feel like he has posed such a good threat there, and I think he's a better option on the right wing than Darius Johnson. I think that's a spot where I'd prefer to see him start rather than have him in midfield, because I feel that when he's in the midfield, it kind of holds him back because he kind of gets put into the more of an 8 rather than a 10. And I'd rather see him have more desire to create than rather carry the ball.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the dichotomy that we've seen within Phoenix Rising performances. I think we've typically, in a lot of matches that, granted, if they're not some of the others I would say outliers in the sense of like a Charleston away where it's just a blowout could be way worse. There's a good handful or two of those matches. Feel the rising trends are either going to be, it's one like this where there's a lack of creativity really across both sides. It's a gross 2-1, 1-1, 1-0 type of low scoring affair. And it's not completely conducive to that, but right. Okay. That's maybe one where, Charlie Dennis playing in the midfield, kind of being, kind of within that category. That's one where, again, knowing he's not kind of playing a major role within this match, that's one where that's maybe where that happens within that scenario. Versus if you do put him in on the wing, okay, you're getting a bit more attacking output. We've seen Rising get into shootouts, especially earlier in the season. But it's one where, do you then sacrifice the midfield solidity? I think that's kind of the core of where this team is at. They're not really able to seem to have one or the other. It hasn't really been able to find the mix of both. And I think that's going to continue to be what kind of, hinders this team, where they're able to find that balance. Do you go for that all-out attack knowing you are absolutely going to be sacrificing in the midfield? Or do you try to play more of that well-balanced game knowing your margins are so tight and you might have to muck it up with these 1-all, 1-0 kind of score lines?
I'm gonna pick up on that comment that's currently on the screen, right? Giving up on last season with a promise that this season would be better. The difference is marginal. That's one thing to kind of add in here. You need to be clear when we talk about rebuild as well. This team kind of did give up on last season effectively at the point where they got rid of Danny Stone, said we're going with a caretaker manager who we're probably not going to stick with, despite what they said at the time, right, initially. And it became very obvious, I think, quite early on that they weren't planning on sticking with Diego. And they were going to let him ride out the half a season. He kind of started this process with an extra half a year. So it's not like we're 20 games into a rebuild right now.
Yeah.
You got to factor in the fact that they spent half a season last year doing this as well, laying the groundwork. Again, what is the point when you have a whole sporting department of sorts here, right? You have a sporting director. Is meant to be to divorce that from just being the coach, right? So if you're doing what they did last season, that process has to start then. So we are now over a year into a rebuild of sorts, and it's not getting better overall.
No.
I don't know. It's one of those things you look at now and just say, okay. Because to be fair, this team could end up finishing 4th, right? There's so little in the West. The difference is I look at them and just say, I don't see it. I don't see them consistently putting results together. Even though they got all these home games, they aren't doing it in home games this year. And they do have to improve that.
They do.
They know they have to, but they have to actually do it.
They do. There's so much that we can talk about of this match, and we will. Right on to the other side of the break.
Oh, Max is getting ready for some ads.
Yeah, ads my favorite time. I mean, listen, we're trying our best to be moving on from 2023 and try to move on throughout the season. And you could be moving on with our friends at Two Men and a Truck. 2 Men and a Truck, right? You're talking about moving. You don't want to be moving, sweating your butt off during a hot summer outing, right? It's hot all the way, throughout, Phoenix, throughout the year. I'm no meteorologist, but 100 plus degrees, that's too hot to move. How our friends at Two Men and a Truck, and I rest assured you, there's going to be more than 2 men, and there's going to be more than 1 truck moving there. They helped us move from a couple blocks away all the way up within the studio.
He doesn't count either.
I did not lift a finger. None of these shoulders holding anything heavy, right? But
that's just standard.
Yeah,
Max.
Exactly. 2 Men in a Truck. They are there for you, right? We saw them bringing up everything from TVs, all the furniture, wrapped. Just made it very nice and seamless.
Can they deliver some better jokes for you, Max?
They can't deliver better jokes. They can't deliver better results for Phoenix Rising, but they can help deliver your next move. Visit 2menscottsdale.com. Again, 2menscottsdale.com. 2 Men in a Truck, the movers who care. Also, talking about moving fast. Shout out our friends at Phoenix Raceway. Championship weekend is around the corner. It is that Halloween weekend from October 31st through November 2nd. Tickets for Sunday's Cup Series Championship race sell out every year. Move fast. See what I did there? Move fast just to make sure you can get tickets this year. This is the last time it's going to be consistently in Phoenix as they're taking it on the road, going elsewhere starting in 2026. So it's your last year to catch it in Phoenix for a while for this championship race. Again, tickets, hospitality, upgrades are still available. Make sure to get yours now at the link in our show notes. Phoenix Raceway is just such a fun time, right? You're going 200 plus miles an hour. It's nothing quite like it. So if you have not had a chance to go check it out, right? Go check it out there. Again, the link in our show notes. Do it. Do it now.
I'm sad to see you didn't leave your transitions at the old studio.
No, that only continues. People love the transitions. People in the chat, they love it.
No, they don't.
They're clamoring. They're clamoring for it. We're back.
I'm sure.
PHNX Rising.
I did briefly, when you saw me despair off camera, I did go to smack my head against the wall a little bit there.
Did it help?
No.
Sorry about that, man. Anyway, we're smacking our head against the wall, talking about this
talking
match.
about this team sometimes.
Yeah, talking about this team. Well,
there are positives
there
as
is a
well. Should we talk
positive.
about Pierce Rizzo?
Little young goal scoring king.
Yeah, I don't know what he got. It was probably just me that voted for him, but I did vote for him for Player of the Week this week. So I don't believe he appeared on the final tally that they put on the.
It was a listen, it was a nice
all 12 of us who voted.
Kind of bounces out to him from that corner. The first instinct, okay, let's kind of create the space, maybe whipping across, but he has the presence of mind to kind of cut back, create that space, little off balance shot. That is a beautifully well driven shot on the keeper's near post. Not easy to do. Not easy to do.
Good shot.
We like it. Yeah.
Keeper might need to do better, but
listen, he gets a hand on it. I definitely agree the keeper should be doing better, but also it's kind of one of those keepers fighting through traffic, that angle and just kind of where it's coming from. By no means is it a gimmick. It is not a gimmick.
He was in a brace in the second half as well. Pa-Modou Kah, kids don't know how to fall these days. Rees is laughing because he heard that in the press conference today. Yeah, that was also good, was kind of the explanation. He fell on it awkward.
People be clumsy.
Yeah, kids are too busy on the video games now, isn't it?
Yeah.
That
was what he said. Yeah,
pretty much. How do you feel about that, Rees? You're a youngster
as a fellow youth.
Well, I'm beating Max in FIFA every day, so
you haven't played me?
Well, I'll beat you every day. That's what I mean. We haven't played in like a year.
Any day.
I can beat you any day.
Any day. Going man, Pat, lucky bounce, Ryan. I mean, listen, it's one of those. Especially you see these.
You take it.
You see these pitches.
You put it on target.
Well driven. Yeah. People say lucky. I mean, listen, it
was lucky.
There's some of it for sure in there, but like he put it in the right place. It's not like the keeper completely missed a sitter. No.
He did try the same exact shot like 5 minutes before. So if he hadn't made it, I was going to be a little concerned to see if he was going to keep trying that the rest of the match. So I'm glad it went in.
Yeah. We're talking about positive from this match. What else?
I thought Daniel Flores looked
ended.
good on the left. I mean, if we're really trying to find something. I thought he provided a nice help to build up play, which there wasn't a lot of. I mean, I'm really just trying to find anything to find joy in while watching that game, but
Yeah. Max, what would you add? Positives. Give me some positives, Max. Come on.
They didn't lose.
This is really, really happy this hour right now.
It's tough, man. It's a tough one. That's the thing. I mean, it's Groundhog Day on the PHNX Rising podcast. Again, like we come on here and
this is actually the same episode we recorded last week, which is re-airing it again.
We're re-airing it, slightly different
background. My jokes. I put that in my columns.
Slightly different background, little new studio.
As I said in my column, it's like I sat down and was just like, do I just copy one from 2 weeks ago? Because I could.
We get it, bro. You type. No, but we come on here. We try to find different things to say about this team, about this performance, but it's tough,
okay,
man.
Max,
like
come on, let it all out.
Oh no, this isn't Spurs
come
therapy
on.
hour.
No, come on.
No, but
come on. Speak into the microphone. Tell people how you really feel.
Max.
About Phoenix Rising?
Yeah, come on.
Oh man,
come on.
It's been a tough season, man. I feel
really.
I think and we've talked about this again. Like we're not trying to completely play deja vu to the 2023 season or teams of old, but I feel that there's always something that's been driving this team in a different way, right? You know, you had teams of the past, you know, after COVID and everything of Phoenix Rising, dominant force, has a lot of talent. 2023, new kind of era. They end up winning the title. 2024, it turned into the title offense, very much fell apart quickly. And this year, it seemed like you were resetting the narrative on the season. You're bringing in a new manager. You're bringing in a new approach. I get they're going younger. It's just, this is a tough one. It's very tough that we understood going into this season. You're going to be playing a lot of young talent. You're going to be playing guys that are really different and distinct from the Phoenix Rising clubs of old, but you at least would think that there is a identity to be built. There are some bright spots. I do think there was some nice one too. Some link-up play here and there, right? Darius Johnson, you know, Hope Avaye, like these are guys who they had some decent performances and they've been shining here and there throughout the season. I just think that's the really tough part is we get to this point and you're really trying to walk away with it being, what can you hang your hat on Phoenix Rising bringing on a week in, week out basis? And I just don't know what it is. Sometimes you get these performances where it is 2 goals combined, you know, on that combined throughout both teams. And it's just a slugfest. Other times you get the shootout. It's just very inconsistent and it's hard to make of it as a fan.
It kind of leads into what I was about to ask when you got to the end of this one. Anyway, and that is, what is this team's identity?
I know. That's what we've been trying to find it. We've been trying to find it.
I don't fully know what they do. I mean, I understand parts of what they aim for, but then you kind of get the complete opposite in things like the first half, where it was just control with no end product. Not even no end. I mean, it was beyond non-existent end product. Not even really an attempt. You know, if you want to be this team that's going to be quick and come at you with vertical threat, why is it that when they're getting into advanced spaces, they were immediately passing back? Why is it that when they played into the midfield, the first instinct in that first half felt like it was protect the ball, look backwards? That kind of contrasts, I think, to me with what when I looked at this team and what they were saying at the start of the year they wanted to be. That's not what was being described. And yes, there's an element of being smart about it. But again, the thing about being smart about it is it often relies on you actually getting the results at the end of it.
I think that you can. People were very much, and even it's not going to be explicitly said, right? People understood it was a new start. We'll call it what it is, right? This is very much, it's a rebuild. It's very much a new foundation.
I'd like to say, by the way, to Culliman Patsman, sorry, that Calvin Arase was not just cosplaying as a team member.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Paperwork, I don't know. Rising's reputation around the league on paperwork seems to be iffy. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's something where we knew going into this season, even if you're not going to call it, people knew it was a rebuild. People knew that there was an entirely new overhaul and transition with this club. I think that even though fans, if they're not going to want to hear it, even if they're not going to necessarily come with the patience, you can buy time and you can try to sell people on this is going to be a younger team. We are building something for, trying to compete now, very much building for the future. But the tough part is you have to keep people around in the interim. You have to be able to inspire some sort of hope and give people something to keep them around. And yeah, you're going to always have your diehard fans who are going to support this team no matter what. And that's amazing. But you're going to lose. This isn't even talking about the types of fans, but even just the overall sentiment of how Phoenix Rising is. I know you're getting onto something.
Attendance in the Phoenix Rising era.
Yeah, attendance ain't great. And it reflects. But even just in terms of the overall competitive balance of this club, it's all for building for the future. But if you can't even stay competitive, have some sort of identity, you're looking at your point now in the season, like, are we reliving last season where we're more than halfway through the season and we're
last season's team didn't concede though.
That's true, but we're right now, is it deja vu? We're hovering around that 8-9 spot of the season. This is literally Groundhog Day, not just for this season, but going into last season. This is the part where it's so frustrating because I really do believe you can be on board with bringing in a manager who has new ideas, who is able to build around a younger team. And I am here for it. I don't have an issue with it if you're able to maintain and have something that people can latch onto. And it's just been so brutal as of recently, moments here and there throughout the season, but it's been a rough 2 months.
Yeah.
At least. Come on.
3 of the 4 least
3 or 4
of the least attended home games of the Phoenix Rising era have occurred this season.
When was the other one?
It was in August of last year.
Oh,
brilliant.
So,
dear gosh.
I mean, when we talk trajectory here, I could pick, what is it? It is 6 of the 10 are in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
It's
That's
not.
just-
I mean, 6 of the 10 have come after the firing of Danny Stone. And obviously, I'm not saying that's. Oh, it's because they fired Danny Stone is why attendance is. No, they're not. They're not. But they're just not good, are they?
No.
I will say this. This season's average attendance is below, looking just at league games, below 5,000. This team has never had an average attendance in a season below 6.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Okay.
remember when Rising played Detroit and they blew that game 2-1 up and then lost 3-2. That was in April 12th it was, all right? And I was stood in the crowd right as the final whistle was blown, and fans were walking by me, and they pretty much said, along the words of, if that's how they look in April, when it's 100 and whatever in June, July, August, September, who's going to come here?
Yeah.
And it's obviously, that's one aspect of it.
They
but
opened the
this-
season with a 6.5 average, 6.5 crowd.
Yeah.
That's lower than the average of every season between 2019, obviously ignore 2020, 21, 22.
Yeah, James
That's lower
Wilson,
than those
if you are an
averages.
average soccer fan, would you want to sit in 100+ degree heat just to watch an average team?
Would you say this is an average team?
I think the problem is that
average.
is that I think they're slightly below average, but I also think, and this is the biggest thing, is that they blow so hot and cold that some games you come out and they are just so, quite frankly, uninspiring. And then you get games where they do actually look like they're not
100%,
too
yeah.
bad, right? But they get those games where they just can be so uninspiring, right? Between a Jägermeister Cup game earlier this year against San Antonio, Lexington at home, 2 home games you've played, right, in all comps, whereby you didn't take a shot on target all game long. I mean, the football's not appealing. Clearly other things are. I mean, look, I'm going to say this. I'm all for getting people in the ground, right? The club appears to be trying to do that now. They're doing a lot more of these specials again, right? But I'm also old enough to remember September, less than a year ago, when we were told that the club wasn't doing that and wouldn't be doing that because, not really fair on season ticket holders. That was their ethos. They were not going to ever discount tickets cheaper than season ticket holders get them. And now they are again. It's just one of those things where I think you look at it, and that's a leadership thing, right? The people who came out and made that statement, it's not really a surprise. It was the club president and the sporting director at a Q&A. They is still there. And the club now has just completely changed tactic on that one. Yeah. And I'm not saying the change in tactic is wrong, but I do think, unfortunately, it reads like a bit of a scramble. I know that they're, I think, a little bit concerned at the way the tickets are because it's not easy to. But I mean, equally, you come out if the game's not great and there's no one there, you're not going to come back, are you?
Yeah.
Like if your first game, you show up and there's 3,700 people there, 10,000 seat stadium.
Yeah, and you watch Rising not get a shot on target.
Well, you watch them. In that case, they were up by 2 goals and end up drawing 3-3 after going.
game?
I mean,
Okay.
there were goals in that game. I suppose it was
goals.
exciting in that sense, but
Tough.
not ideal. Yeah. There was still sub 5. And that's the announced attendance, by the way, of course, for the July 4th game against Lexington when the team didn't get a shot on target.
Yeah. Well, maybe there's some more optimistic news when we kind of, take a little preview of the next match for Phoenix Rising. You okay?
Yeah, we're going to add now, yeah?
Nice. Yeah. Well, maybe there's a little more optimism when we preview Phoenix Rising's next match on the other side of the break. Yeah, Owen just gave a nice sigh there. Well, I'm not sighing when I'm having to go with my friends at Gila River Resorts and Casinos for Valley locations. It is everything you have to offer. It's an amazing experience, right? We very much frequent
transition than Phoenix Rising.
That's fair. Phoenix Rising. They have, oh my gosh, Gila River Resorts Casinos. Freudian slip has so much to offer, especially when we go to Wild Horse Pass, their upper deck area. That's fair. It is just a great time. And actually, a week from tomorrow, you can join our friends at PHNX Cardinals, the other football, for a full PHNX Cardinals residency. Live show starting at 4:30. 6 o'clock, they have their PHNX Live exclusive preseason preview. And then, of course, what people really want to come for, 7 o'clock, we're going to do our PHNX fantasy draft. Your boy gets his ring, gets his crown, gets his pendant, everything like that for winning the league this year. It's what we do. And
Does that count as a trophy for Tottenham?
Gila River Resorts Casinos, you do you. Visit playatgila.com for more details. Shout out to friends at Gila. Fantastic.
I can't
people.
wait for Max to finish last this year.
That's not going to happen. And, speaking of which, I'm repping. We're going with our friends at Rally House. Rally House is the go-to spot for all your favorite Arizona team gear. Tens of thousands of products to shop from. Again, not tens, not thousands. Tens of thousands of gear to shop on. 3 locations throughout the valley in Tempe, Mesa, and Glendale. Check out everything they have. Hats, jerseys, drinkware, signage, coolers, socks, even sunscreen. It's hot. They have everything there, whatever you're looking for during game day. Shop it here with Rally House. And they're not like with some of the other places where they carry a mishmash of other teams from out of state. No, if you are a diehard Arizona sports fan like we are, they only carry Arizona sports teams too. Go to your local Rally House location. Shop their entire product assortment online at rallyhouse.com today. Go rally to the house. Rally
They
House.
do have some Phoenix Rising stuff on here.
Yes,
by
they
the way.
do.
Here we go.
Yes, go get some Phoenix Rising gear at rallyhouse.com. I see both my lads. New partner announcement, and they're both on rallyhouse.com. We love to see it. They're scrolling. They're getting some merch. They're seeing out the
Stop
thing.
looking at my computer, Max.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy, Max.
Yeah.
You would be that guy.
That's what we do. Anyway, PHNX Rising, we're back. Can we get a little bit more optimistic? Let's talk about Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
I mean,
They're doing worse than Phoenix Rising. We have a chance, right? Right?
to not lose, I'd say there's a chance to not lose.
I'd
Yeah.
agree.
Okay.
Hang on a
Not
minute.
losing at home.
No, by the way. They're 1 point behind. They do have a game in hand. So on a points per game basis,
Here we go, Mr. Technicality.
they're actually probably, you could argue, doing slightly better.
All right. Anyway,
Is that a fair point to make, Rees? Would you agree?
I'd say so. I mean, their attack struggles, kind of like Rising does, but the one thing they do have is a really good defense.
boy.
And when you're going up against a team that has a struggling,
Are you saying that Phoenix Rising gets the second most goals in the West? You're saying that's not good? You're saying that's a league of defense?
it's not great, Max.
It's not great.
It's not
Something
great.
that intrigued me, I will say this when this came out of the press conference today, the choice to put Pat bench on Pa-Modou Kah.
Pat bench is a crazy nickname.
It was for the last game.
That's bad.
Pa-Modou on the bench
Dang.
in the last game was a tactical decision. The team went with it because they felt that the pairing they had was better suited to face that game against Tampa Bay Rowdies.
I mean, maybe.
So I just wanted to put that out there. That was one thing from today.
Maybe Manuel Arteaga mossed for that goal. Come on now. I don't know. Anyway,
How do we feel about Colorado Springs? Give me more insights, Rees. The stat lackey.
I just, they just signed a former San Diego legend or San Diego Loyal legend, Kyle Vassell. I'm surprised he's still playing. I thought he was much older than he actually is. He's only 32. You're right, Max.
Bad for audio. We're good.
Terrible for audio.
He's about old and he's thinking about his own.
Max, you're only 2 years younger than a guy I thought was very old. How does that make you feel?
We're doing okay. You'll get there one day.
Like 50 years.
I think your math is just off. Anyway, keep talking. Keep talking, Stylaki.
I mean, he's probably not going to play on the weekend, but he scored 14 goals in 29 games for San Diego Loyal. Rest in peace, but not really. They just can't score goals.
But hopefully soon forgotten.
Hopefully, not soon enough. But I mean, they just can't score goals, and I mean, if we get a goal in this game, just drink it in. You'll never see it again.
To be clear, we don't know if he's going to be available for this weekend.
I don't think he will. To be,
he might be on the bench. Though. You got to be clear. Yeah. We don't know how long these guys have been there. Always
that is
before,
true. Like Kelvin Arase. Right. I mean, he could be here a month before he gets announced.
Jeez. Yeah.
I mean, what was that? Was that last week or the week before that? He was at the season ticket event.
My gosh.
2 weeks ago?
August 6th. So yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago, he was spotted. Is he even? Hang on a minute. When's the international window close?
Oh gosh.
Carry on, boys. Carry on while I look this up.
I mean, they do have Marco Micheletto. I mean, he was such a big name signing to me when they brought him in. And it never or hasn't quite panned out to how I thought it would. I mean, he's their leading chance creator. But again, they can't score goals. He's also their leading goal scorer. And when you're leading chance creators, your leading goal scorer, tied for it with Justin Dillon. But still, that's not great, Max, is it? As a Golden Boot winner, Max, can you provide us insight?
Oh, thank you.
There?
That's what I thought you'd be saying. No, it's not ideal. Not ideal.
Oh, tomorrow.
Oh, great.
Huh.
To be fair, we've had announcements after the window's closed anyway before, but the international transfer window for the US men's professional teams closes on the 21st of August, 2025. Thank you, FIFA, for giving me that information.
FIFA.
Don't sing.
Who else on Colorado Springs is one to watch?
I mean, they have a lot of different guys that can,
They won the league last year.
Exactly. They won the league, and then they lost Thomas, and that's kind of been...
He's kind of been the story.
Kind of been the story. But, I mean, I think the guys to watch really is whoever's in goal. I mean, it's been a few different guys. Adam Beaudry is, I'm assuming you say it. He's on loan from Colorado Rapids. He's played 5 games. He's looks to be okay. I mean, they've really had struggles in net this year. Christian Herrera has really not had the greatest season. Abraham Romero didn't have a great year either. They just need to find something going for them, and I don't.
They have played 4 different goalkeepers, I believe, in the league.
Yeah. That's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah. Anyone else from this Colorado Springs Switchback side?
Well, they're playing away. They actually really struggle. I know this isn't a player and you asked for a player, but compared to how they play at home, I know they've played less home games than they have away, like Phoenix Rising has. They have a very backloaded schedule. I think they only have 3 or 4 more home games the rest of the way, but they've conceded 18 goals away from home. At home, they've only conceded 7, and it's only a 3-game difference.
Yeah.
And Max, you're a mathematician for today.
7,
no, he's not.
11. Unless they're putting in like 4 goals and then per match, it's not. Yeah, it's actually pretty significant. Going Matt Pat. Well, as he's saying, who the goalie is only matters if Rising can get a shot on Phoenix Rising's end.
That is true.
Yeah, it's. I mean, listen, for all that talk of that's good to know. Colorado Springs not as effective on the defense away from home, but Phoenix Rising have to threaten. And I think we can get into Phoenix Rising, what they can offer on the other side of the last break.
Oh, gosh.
Right, I'm bracing. I'm bracing.
too.
Adopt the brace position.
Don't
Rees.
you worry. We're going full show for this one. Friends over at Brandon Bills. Make you feel good. You know, we're all
That
Sun.
was good. That
We're all
was better.
We're all
Step forward, Max.
We're all
Step
Sun
forward.
Devils in this room. Go Devils. You can go to brandonbills.com. Use promo code BBPHNX for 15% off that order. They have some great hatware with our friends at ASU. They have some hats with the Phoenix Suns. We do say they do some charity with the U of A, if you will. But you know, if you're a U of A fan, you can partake in what Brandon Bills has to offer. They also, if you are, you know, like other people in this chat who, you know, you go to colleges outside of the state here. They have multiple colleges throughout the entire nation. They have amazing hats. They feel fantastic. You can get custom hats, everything like that. We have done our own PHNX collab hats with them. Go to brandonbills.com. Again, promo code BBPHNX for 15% off your order. Brandon Bills. Worth footing the bill for them. Also, shout out our friends over at Shady Rays. Trying to block out the haters, trying to block out everyone on this pod. Looking good while doing it.
You
Shady
shouldn't
Rays.
be doing
Use
that,
that promo
Max.
code PHNX for 35% off that order. It's sunny. It's hot out in this beautiful state, and you need to look good. You need to be able to, you know, just kind of cool off. Have a good time. Shady Rays can make you stylish doing it. I'm wearing these kind of, you know, I've had the aviator ones. I have these kind of blackout shades. Makes me feel good. Makes you look stylish too. They're firm glasses. They don't have this like weird flimsy frames or I've had other, you know, glasses. We're not going to name names because, you know, no free ads, of course. But, you know, they're kind of, the arms are falling off or the lens is popping out. I have never had any issues with these, but even if you do, their lost and broken replacement policy is the best in the game.
Just in case you get an overly strong hug from a certain Phoenix Rising head coach.
Oh my gosh.
You
That
forget
is
about
right.
that one.
That is the one time that's happened. Owain, yes, did very much give me a nice strong warm embrace. And while it did, I don't know if
You
anyone...
had him hanging on the
I don't know.
front
Yes,
of the
I did.
shirt
Yeah, it
and-
was
Risky.
little user error. Hung it like this right here. And, you know, I don't know much, if anything, could stand up to the strong embrace of Owain. But if they do, Shea Rays has you covered with their lost and broken replace policy. SheaRays.com. Promo code PHNX. 35% off that order. Do it today. All right. Rising side. We've had kind of a bit of the goalkeeping back here and there.
We have.
Patrick Rakovsky in net. Yay, nay.
Yeah.
It seems like I'm gonna go with yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Any right? I know there's kind of been some guys here and there out of the lineup. Have my boy. You mentioned tactical decision. Charlie Dennis not starting. I mean, are we at the point where it's a little bit difficult to nail down who most of that 11 is? What are we thinking?
It's been difficult all
I
season.
mean,
and
you're
then-
also
Yeah.
not wrong. You're also not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, dare I ask for score predictions?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
we have to.
We have to. Yes.
Do I go
Okay,
first? Do I go
wait.
first?
Hold on. First, does Phoenix Rising get a shot on target
I hope so.
in the first half?
Oh, first half.
You know,
Yes.
last time I begged
Yes.
Rising to get a shot on target, they did, but it was probably one of the worst shots you'll ever see. So I'm not gonna beg them to get a shot on target in
1-1.
this game in hopes that the reverse psychology, you know,
I'm,
tricks them.
I'm claiming my score 1-0.
You're gonna claim your one out. Would you like to name a score?
Own goals.
Own goal.
Own goal on both sides.
No, I'm just not picking one for Colorado Springs Rising, so it'll be an own goal.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, that's harsh. That's harsh. I'll give it to. Give me Hope Avayevu.
Yeah. Okay, Reese, who do you got?
1-0 Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
Wow. And you couldn't
He's
have looked any less dejected.
He's so dejected. This guy is.
Juan Tejada loves playing against Rising.
Yeah.
And Wilson and Chad, I think they draw straws at this point to see who starts with James Wilson echoing it. I will also go to 1-0. I'm gonna go Phoenix Rising. I think they get a little something. They get their what is that? They get their their first win since mid-July. Oh my gosh, over a month. Yeah, get their first win. 1-0. It's gross. It's disgusting. Wow, the chat is just beaming with optimism. Going Man Pat 0-0. Benito's Bluebird 0-0 and 0 Rising shots on target. This is disgusting.
Terrible.
So no one's expecting a shootout, meaning we're classically going to get like a 4-3 score line. Yeah. Okay.
Big fans of this team in the
James
chat
Wilson
right
also
now.
echoing the nil.
The nil.
So actually, hold on for a second. Between our predictions, you have 1-1, 1-0, 1-0. Between three of our predictions, we have a combined goal scoring of 4. That's disgusting.
Think on Saturdays you need to bring your blankets, bring your pillows.
What do you got? What do you got? Can we get a score?
Who are we
honestly.
booing, fat kid, by the way? Tell us
Feeling
your
like a
prediction.
0-0.
Between 4 of us, there's 4 goals predicted. That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah, bring
That's
your
so
blankets,
bad.
bring your pillows.
That's so bad.
Tuck yourself in because you will be falling
How
asleep
am
by
I
the
the
20th
person
minute.
picking the most like dramatic stuff?
This is that's how you know it's sad when Owain is the one saying it's gonna be a free-flowing game of 1-1. Disgusting. Going at Pat.
I don't be disgusting. I do agree
Going
with
at
that.
Pat. I don't think Rising wins if it's a 4-3 scoreline. Yeah, that's probably fair. 1-0. Amanda Wilson, Hope scoring. Goal. Oh gosh. Devon Hall with a
I don't
big
think
emphatic
I'll be.
Rising win.
That's not a score prediction, though.
It's not a
is it?
score prediction.
Not a score
I'm pretty
prediction,
sure
no.
we have myself, Amanda Wilson, and Devon Hall are the only people in this room, in this entire chat, that are predicting a Rising win. It is just overall. Actually, I wouldn't even say it's pessimism because majority of people are picking a draw. Granted, it's a 0-0 disgusting draw, but a draw nonetheless. Gosh,
What happened?
What have we sunk to?
Hey guys, you see Pittsburgh is getting a stadium.
Oh, yeah, thanks. At least we got our pop-up stadium right next to the airport.
Bond in the chat, hey to be the Debbie Downer, 1-0 to Colorado. And you did notate it the right way. I
Rees, that
appreciate
is
it. Yes.
possibly the most miserable I've heard you since Tottenham won a trophy.
Yeah. I mean, it's just...
Never forget.
Where's the optimism, you know? Where can you find
Most
optimism?
trophies in this year. Let's go.
Well, that's dark.
Oh, yeah, no, I know what you can find optimism in. Spurs bottling signings.
Hey, listen, man.
Give it to me, come on.
Raise your hand if your club's won a trophy in the last 5 years. Put your hand down. Oh,
Just won the Champions
put-
League.
Put your if your men's team has run in the last 5 years.
That sounds like kind of sexist.
No,
That's-
it's
that-
not. It's a
Do
question.
you not
Here we
view
go.
men's and women's football on the same pedestal?
No, because our women's team.
Yeah, I
is
mean, in
horrible.
that note, then I'll go with that because Cardiff women win things all the time.
Our Spurs women's team is respectfully not good.
Well, then
We
it
also won
sounds
the
like a
Charity
problem.
Shield, the most prestigious trophy
You
in
are
England.
you are
No, I'm
disgusting.
kidding.
You're
That's-
bad.
Anyone
You're a
that
bad guy.
thinks of the
Yes.
Community Shield as
to
a
be
trophy
fair,
needs
yes,
to be
everyone is
arrested.
raising their hand. Damn it, no one cares. Liverpool, gross. What else? Anything else from a Rising perspective we have not covered, or do we want to cover?
To be fair, though, the thing about it though is that
Did we say
the
Pierce
Community
was
Shield is a
what?
trophy. It's just not a good one.
If anyone says it as a views it like you, let's say you win the league, you're not claiming that as a double, or a treble if you win league. and
Hey,
cup.
does everyone remember when
ridiculous.
Arsenal and Spurs drew and had to share the Charity Shield, as it was called then,
Terrible.
in 1991?
I wasn't alive.
Remember,
then.
really?
Yep, I knew that was coming.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think you need to
I
get.
thought you were like
I think
25 then.
I think you need to get better at math, buddy. Someone please hug Reese. I'll do it off air. People. Need to
No,
see
go on,
that.
give him a hug. Give him a hug. Come on. He's good.
That's terrifying.
Come on, go give him a hug. Go give him a hug.
It's bad for the audio.
Go give him a
listeners.
hug.
They're
I'm
there.
That's
narrating
not a
it.
hug. I give you a shoulder pat, Max. That's not a hug.
I don't think the internet can take that.
So what,
an
Reese?
Arsenal and a Spurs fan
Reese,
hugging
hang
it
on,
out.
no. Be fair. We've been directing a lot here at Max. Reese, when are we doing the hot dog thing again, mate? You said
Nice.
you'd do it.
I did say I'd do it.
You did say
but
you'd do it.
I'm gonna be like Max with the tattoo. I'm just gonna push it off for as long as I can.
No,
That's
no,
crazy.
no.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because you did it at the
Hey,
soonest
hey,
possible
hey, I got it
availability.
done.
Hang on though. To be
got it
fair, the critical thing about that though is that Max did do it late, but Max also did it in studio on a live stream. We were talking about maybe not live streaming it this time, but now you've said that we were live
Oh,
streaming.
I thought that was a part of the whole deal.
We're
But-
live streaming it then. Good.
Yeah.
Yes, good.
Oh, good question, Amanda Wilson. Max, are you even coming to the game Saturday? Max, will you be there?
Be there in spirit. I got obligations. Sorry.
That's like the 10th straight home game Max Simpson has
Who's
missed.
counting?
I think I should
Max
start.
more absent than Phoenix Rising's
Dang.
front line in the
But
first
I
half.
don't know if it is.
And it is Lexington.
Oh man. I don't know who that's referring to. Oh, you. Yeah.
The embarrassing
you're
is the hot
embarrassing
dog
performance.
thing.
Yes, that's right.
Reese,
Now, it could be about Rising Sacko.
We just need to clip that. You should be wanting to redeem yourself for that embarrassing performance and just rubber stamp that in the chat every week we come on here. It might apply.
Reese, so how many do you think you'll do hot dogs? 10 minutes.
Hopefully one.
That's poor. 10 minutes. How many
As
could you do?
sad as it is, I kind of agree with him. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah. Hopefully.
While true, he got more than one last time in a shambolic attempt. So you got to give me a genuine prediction, Reese. If you're setting the bar at one hot dog in 10 minutes, that's like saying, you know what, we'll get one shot on target this week. That's not enough, is it?
Well, that's what Rising's been doing for a little too long.
I know.
Hey, they got 2 shots on target last week. Maybe I'll go for 2 hot dogs.
Well, you got 2 last time. Don't you want it more?
I got 2.5.
Yeah, but the half don't count. You got to
2.5.
finish it.
You're putting your over under at 2.5 hot dogs.
That's poor.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, because that's extra weight.
That is
All
extra.
right, I'll eat them, but I won't do them for the challenge.
You know what? You gotta prep.
We will
You gotta
video him
prep.
doing that,
You gotta
though.
prep. You gotta prep. Gotta work.
The man's
it
in
out.
training.
Yeah. Okay. We'll figure it out. But you're putting on 2.5. You feel good about that right now.
Yeah.
We used to aim higher as a club. We used to have bigger
Well,
aspirations as a
it's
pod.
just dark times now, isn't it?
We're down. What else do we have?
Arsenal signing Eze.
We know, dude.
Hijacking the Tottenham deal. How is everyone feeling about that?
This club's we suck, bro. It's a sad life.
Mr. Simpson.
What's up, dude?
It's pretty grim.
Wait, hold on. Manuel Wilson, Rees, we got faith for you. Go for 5.
Oh.
4.5.
Well,
we're setting at 4.5.
no.
That is actually fair. That's 2 minutes
that's
a
fair.
hot dog. That's 2 minutes a hot dog.
The
with room
Wilsons
to
have
spare.
also had faith that Max would show up to a home game and that
That's poor judgment. You
that
should have lost that a
Max
while
would give
ago.
them a polar pop.
Hey,
So,
whoa. To be
No
fair.
offense,
To be
but
fair.
Max is
To be
holding
fair.
letting you down.
I have prior commitments. I will be at more Rising games this season.
Next
Don't you
season.
worry. Go ahead, Matt. That's hot dog. Reese needs to dip his bread in water again.
It's just hot dogs at the end of the day. You know, that's hot dogs.
Oh gosh, I like 4.5. I think that's a much more. It's something to strive for, but that's not unrealistic.
At the famed site, wasn't I recently? You know, the house that Joey Chestnut built. You know.
Oh, brilliant.
I reckon you could do a few of those, Reese. I think
you
a few
can,
of those.
Reese. If you aim for 5, we're gonna set it. Chad, jump in here. Line is now moved to 4.5. Please give my man over under. We're gonna start it there.
We're starting it.
We're starting it.
Reese, when are we doing it?
Okay,
mate?
you know what?
When are we doing
right
it?
now? Over under is he making it 4.5?
I think the thing about it is last time I think he could have gotten 6
Or 7.
I was going to say 6 or 7 to be fair. But he panicked that he was
did.
falling behind.
He did panic.
And he did the bread
like
thing.
a minute and a half in.
And he did the bread thing and then he heaved. And that's kind of what killed him, right? Because we said if he heaved at all, that was done. And it was like, not just heaved,
He's got the goal up for it.
he relieved some of the hot dog into a bin
So you're
that was
going,
nearby.
I'm hearing an under for you.
No, because I think that he won't panic like that this time.
That's
So
fair.
I think he'll make the 6. I think if he paces himself, he can.
James Wilson,
But he was aiming for 10.
Vote of 0 confidence with under. Going man, Pat. Under by far.
Oh,
Amanda
wow.
Wilson with the over. Ayrton, what say you? Our hot dog heaver here, over under 4.5 hot dogs.
In 10 minutes.
I want to have faith in him, but looking at him right now, he does not have faith in himself. So I think, unfortunately, because of that, I have to take the under.
That's a
That's fair.
very, honestly, it is mindset, it's mentality. You could, you can't just judge a competitor based on, track record or maybe how they're looking. It really is a confidence thing. And I don't know, I gave Rees the benefit of the doubt. I was one of actually his biggest proponents. I thought he had it in the bag last time. It is a bit of a panic. And here's the thing. This is the one thing we know about it. He was very confident, very much talking big game.
Yeah.
Until about 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
And this man was laced with panic. And he's starting
It's like
to get
a
the
penalty
PTSD
shootout.
again.
You know, you see the players step up and you know exactly how
Except
they're
when
going
you're
to
like,
do.
everyone thinks they can put the winning penalty away and then they have to step up and do
Yeah,
it.
and you see their face and they're just looking panicked and
Dude, I can only do 4. I think I'm taking the under on this one. Reason, I hope you prove us wrong. Get a date. Let's get a date. Can we get a date before we leave?
No.
Before tonight. Oh. Can we get a deadline to make the date? Deadline by next week. Deadline by next pod.
Yeah, we need
Deadline
to do
by next
that.
pod.
That's quite.
By the end of next pod.
But I agree.
7 days from now, we will have a deadline for the hot dog contest.
And if you're a diehard, you can watch it.
Bet. This has been another
agree to
episode of the
that,
PHNX Rising podcast. Appreciate everyone joining us here on what we call an episode of sorts, as we do every week. Make sure to follow the show at PHNX__rising because double the underscore.
Double the
Hot dog
Reese hot dog
heaves.
streams.
Woo! You follow me?
Reese, you were an embarrassment to the family. They did tell you last time, don't come home.
That is actually very true.
You did receive that text.
Yeah, you did. You follow me on Twitter at MaxDavidSimpson. You could follow Mr. Owen on Twitter at OJEvans18. You could follow Reese on Twitter at Reese11_. You can follow Airtown on Twitter at Freckle Mamba. Yes, I'm getting a head nod. I thought there might have been an underscore. There's not. Freckle Mamba at Freckle Mamba. Make sure to join us Wednesday, 6 p.m.
Should we do it next week?
No.
Oh, no. We're hanging out.
He needs training.
We are not
time.
leaving. We are
He is
not
training.
leaving this show next week until we get a deadline.
This
I don't
man
care
will give
who's
us a
producing. I don't care if we go till 7, till 8, till 9, till we just wait until he does the challenge. We are not leaving next week until we have a date set for the second edition of the Reese Hot Dog Helper, Hot Dog Heaver, Sausage Spewer Round 2, and it's a beautiful game, but it's way more beautiful when my man can absolutely hit the over on 4.5 hot dogs. I don't think he can do it. No one has much faith in him, but let's see if he can redeem himself.
We all silly like the mayor.